we are now going to start another topic of central tendency, and the topic is median. Median. Now, before we go to the topic median, I would like to quickly recap what we have done in the previous video. In the previous video, we learned the information about arithmetic mean. We learned the process of calculating arithmetic mean for different types of data. For simple distribution, for discrete distribution, and also for continuous distribution. So, in the previous video, we tried to learn the arithmetic mean for all these three different type of data. Is this very clear? Now, today we are going to learn finding the median, right? And this also will be calculated for all three different types of data. For simple distribution, which we also call as individual distribution, then we will calculate it for discrete distribution, discrete series, and also we will finally calculate it for continuous series or continuous distribution. Is this very clear? So now we are going to begin. Median, actual meaning, the meaning of median is middle. Median means middle. So what we are doing here is, by finding the median, we are actually trying to find out the middle data. Is this very clear? So this is a very simple concept. We are only trying to find out the middle of the data, the middle data of the distribution. Am I very clear? So with this, we are going to take the first question, and this is question number 1. So we are going to take question number 1. In this question number 1, we have total 6 questions, right? I'm taking 2 questions. The first one I'm going to take as question number 1, Roman number 3. Question number 1, Roman number 3. So this question, all the questions of question number 1 is the example of individual distribution or individual or simple distribution. Am I clear? So if you look at any of these questions, what you will notice is the data are not arranged in ascending order or in descending order. So whenever we will calculate the median, the very first thing that we will do for the simple distribution is to arrange the data in ascending order. You have to know the process, okay? So we are first of all going to solve Roman number 3. Okay, Roman number 3. And in this Roman number 3, we will first of all arrange all the data in ascending order. Is this very clear? So, first of all, we can count how many how many informations we have in Roman number 3. So, if you count, you will find there are 7 information. There are 7 data. Clear? There are 7 data. And so, we are first of all going to arrange them in ascending order. So, after arranging, if I arrange, it will be somehow like this. 33 will be the first data, 44, 48, 51, 60, 61, 63. So what we have done is, we arrange all the data. Now this is the first important thing that is to be done for finding the median, right? We need to arrange the data in ascending order. Clear? And after arranging the data in ascending order, we need to cross check it, because there can be human error. Sometimes we might miss 1 or 2 element, and if you have missed 1 element also, your whole question becomes wrong. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there are 7 data in question number Roman number 3. Clear? Now, for finding the median, this is the first important thing. Step number 1 is arrange the data in ascending order. Step number 2, now we are going to find out the position for the median. We are going to find the position for the median. Clear? So position is very, very important. Position. Position we are going to calculate. Now, to find the position, another important information is the number of data. How is the number of data? If the number of data is odd in number, right, then you will get only one position for median. Please remember, be mindful, I am talking about the position. Okay? For finding the median, median can be calculated in 3 steps. Median will be calculated in 3 steps. Step number 1, arrange the data in ascending order. That we have already done. Step number 2, find out the position. So for position, it's very important for us to know the number of data we have is odd in number or we have even in number. Clear? If we have odd number of data, then there will be only one position. But if you have even number of data, then you will get 2 positions for the median. Okay? So let us see here in this question how many data we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 data. And 7, you know, it is an odd number. So that means since we have odd number of data, we will get only one position. Okay? So we are now going to find out that one position with a formula. And that formula is n plus 1 divided by 2. This is the formula for finding the position for median. So n is the number of data, and here how many data we have? 7. So 7 plus 1 divided by 2 is equal to 4. And because this is position, right, you know how to write the position, so we will write this as 4. So now everything is done. Now final answer. As soon as you have calculated the position, you are now in a position to get the median. Now you will get the median. Is it okay? So the position of your median is 4th. So now you can count the 4th position. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the element at 4th position will become your median. So this is your answer. Done. Hope I could make you clear. So what are the 3 things we have done for finding the median? This is the simple distribution. Clear? So first thing that we have done is we have arranged the data in ascending order. Second thing, we have calculated the position. For calculating the position, it's very important for us to know whether we have odd number of data or we have even number of data. I told you if we have odd number of data, then there will be only one formula, and that is this formula. But if it was even number of data, then we could have calculated double position, 2 position. Am I clear? So this is for the odd number of data. You got only one position. Now you have counted the 4th position, and then you pick the data from the 4th position, and that becomes your median. Now let us take one example, right? For the even number of data. Suppose if we have even number of data, right? So in that case, how do we do it? So we are taking another question as Roman number 4. Roman number 4. This is the one question which we have to do. Now in this question also the first activity will be same. We are now going to first of all arrange the data in ascending order. So let me do this. 8, 10, 11, 13, 16, 17, 19, 22, 25 and 31. So we have this many data. We have this many data. Let us count the number of data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total there are 10 data. And you know very well that 10 is even number. That means this question, in this question we have even number of data. In the previous question we had odd number of data. So now in this question we have even number of data. So with this question now your doubt will become very clear. How you will behave when you have even number of data and how will you calculate when you have odd number of data. Is it okay? So now here because we have even number of data, therefore there will be 2 positions. Here we got only 1 position, but in this case we are going to get 2 positions. So I will name the first position as P1. P1, right? And the formula for calculating the first position is n divided by 2. Simply n divided by 2, where n is the total number of data. Clear? So total how many data we have? 10. So 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. So this is the first position, 5th position. Is it okay? Now we are going to calculate the second position. Here itself I will calculate the second position. I will name this as P2. The second position is what? First of all write this as it is. n divided by 2. Clear? And now this is first position, right? You know that this is first position. And then after calculating the first position, simply add 1. You will get the second position. So the answer for this part will be n over 2. You have already calculated fifth. So write this as fifth. And then you can add 1 plus. So this becomes sixth. Now you got the 2 position. So these are the 2 positions for your median. Now just try to see the difference between these 2 questions. Both are simple distribution question, but in one we have odd number of data and here we have even number of data. So we got here for the even number of data we got 2 positions. Now we are going to mark which are the data at the 5th position and at the 6th position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th position and then 6th position is this. So here we got 2 data. 2 data. But you know very well that there cannot be 2 median. There cannot be 2 median. Median has to be only 1. And therefore we are going to find out the average of these 2 as the median. So median will be finally median will be finally average of these 2 data. The 5th position data is 16. So 16 plus, how do you calculate the average? Add the 2 average, add the 2 data and divide by the number of data. There are 2 data, so divided by 2. And therefore your answer will be 16.5. This becomes your answer. So with this question you might have very clearly understood how do you find the median for ungrouped data, or we call this as simple distribution or individual distribution. And then I have taken 2 examples. I took 2 examples, one for the odd number of data, another for even number of data. So from these 2 you have learned how to find out the position and finally how to find out the median. Is this very, very clear? Thank you. After this we are moving on to discrete series. Now we are moving on to type 2 question for the median. Now for calculating the median we are taking discrete distribution, right? This is the type 2 question. Discrete distribution is where you will have, now from the previous video you might have understood what kind of distribution is called as discrete distribution. In the discrete distribution you used to have only 2 columns, or maybe you can say 2 horizontal rows or 2 rows, right? One will be the class mark, one used to be the X column, another used to be the frequency column. So if we have questions of this format, we call it as discrete distribution. Is this very clear? So we are going to learn finding the median for the discrete distribution, and for this we are going to take question number 3. Question number 3. Now as you can see in question number 3, you have a wages in rupees, right? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 and so on. And then we have corresponding to each wages we have some number of workers. So we have to find out the median. Is this okay? So we are going to start with the first process, first system. That is, we are going to write the table, right? The wages, we will write wages. And this wages we can denote as X. We can denote it as X. And another is the number of worker. Number of worker. This we will denote as F. So this will be frequency. Is it okay? We are just going to copy the question first of all. 20, 21, 22 up to 28. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 and last 28. We have, these are the wages, right? Now correspond to each we have the frequency. So correspond to this we have 8, we have 10, here we have 11, here we have 16, then we have 20, then we have 25, then next we have 15, and next we have 9, and last we have is 6. So this is the first thing that we did. Is what we have done is we have simply copied the question and then we wrote it in the tabular form, right? In the tabular form. Now, what next we have to do is we are going to find out the median. Okay. So for median, we need to create a new column. Okay. We need to create a new column, and that new column we will call it as cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency. We can denote it by CF, cumulative frequency. Now we are going to write down, calculate the cumulative frequency. This cumulative frequency is the sum of the frequency, till different stages. So all these are the stages. The first stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage. These are all the stages, right? So till every stage, for every stage we have to calculate the cumulative frequency. So till here, till the first stage, the cumulative frequency will be same as the frequency. This is 8. Then till this, that means we have to get the sum of all the frequency. Sum of the frequency is called as the cumulative frequency. So either you can add this way or maybe you can add it horizontally, diagonally. Clear? So adding diagonally will be more comfortable because as you go down, if you follow this diagonal method, it will be easy for you. Otherwise, you will have to go vertically and add all. Clear? So 8 plus 10, 18. Clear? I will draw the line so that it will make it clear to you. Now here, we will again add this 2 and then this will give you 29. Then we'll add this 2, it gives you 45. Then next, these two sum will be 65. Then next 2, these 2 will be added, will be 90. Then again next, these 2 will be 105. Then next 2 is 109, 5 plus 9, 114. And then last one is 120. So this is what we have calculated. Again, I am reminding that we are in the process of finding the median for discrete distribution. Alright, so this is the first activity that we have done. This is step number 1. Once this step is calculated, then you have to focus on the final cumulative frequency. The final cumulative frequency, that is this. This is the final cumulative frequency. Okay. Now this final cumulative frequency will give you the total number of sum of all the frequency. This gives you, this final cumulative frequency gives you the sum of all the frequencies. Right? So the sum of all the frequency is 120. Now this is very important figure because you have to look at it. It could be odd number or it could be even number. Same as previous question. If this is odd number, you will get 1 position. If this is even number, you will get 2 position. Formula will be same. So this is odd or even is very important. Is it okay? Now since this is even number, that means we are going to get 2 position, right? So the 2 position will be, I will calculate the portion here. The first portion will be P1 and this will be 120 divided by 2. That means this is first. This is the first position, 60th position. Now how do you calculate the second portion? Just try to go back to the previous question and then remember it was n over 2 plus 1, right? This was the formula. N over 2 is the first portion which you have calculated. So just write this 60 plus 1 is equal to 61. So now you got 61st. This is 61st. So you got 2 positions. But as I told you in the previous question that median cannot be more than 1. It has to be only 1. Therefore, now you have to get the average of these 2 positions. Right? We are not here, in this question, we are not in a position to see the data. No, in the previous question, because we were able to see the data, so we picked the data from this position, we picked the data from this position, and then we calculated the average of the 2 data. But in this case, in this condition, we are not in a position to see exactly what is the data. Am I clear? And therefore, we are finding the average of the position itself, right? So here the average of the two position will be 60 plus actual position will become your actual position, your single position will become the average of these two positions. So 60 plus 61 divided by 2. That means this will become 60.5. So this becomes the position of your median. Is this very clear? Now you got the position. You have got the position. Now only final answer you are going to write down. So final answer we will write down. Let us see how do we write the final answer. This step is very important. Very simple and very important. I hope you might have understood how we calculated the position for the median. Right? Okay. Median. Now we are going to find the median. The position that you have calculated for your median is 60.5. Now come to the cumulative frequency column and find out where is the location. Right? Is the median here? No. Because here we have only first 8 data. And according to the position of our median is 60.5. Right? That means our data is not in this lot. Come to this one. Is our data here? Is our median here? No. Again answer is no. Because the position of your median is 60.5. Whereas here we have only the first 18 data. So obviously our data cannot be in this lot. So then come here, it is not here also. Come here, not here also. Because up to here also, we have only the first 45 data. But the location of your median is 60.5. So your data is not here also. Now come to the next one. This one. Yes, our data is somewhere in this lot. Am I very clear? So as soon as you get the location of your data, what you can do is, we will mark this row. This row becomes very important. Let us mark this row. Is it okay? Once you have marked, you know you got the location of your median. Your median is somewhere here in this lot. So just go to the corresponding class mark and that becomes your median. Clear? So the corresponding class mark, X value will become your median and X value in this row is 24. So answer is 24. This is your median. And this is how we calculate the median for discrete distribution. Hope this is very clear. A quick recap of this question. Again, this is even number. The final cumulative frequency is even number. Therefore, you are getting calculated two. You have calculated two position, and finally you calculated the average of these two position. You got the actual position for your median, and then you went to the corresponding class, corresponding row, and then from there you have picked the value of your median from the class mark, from the wage, and therefore this is your median. If suppose this was odd number, if the final cumulative frequency was odd number, then you could have just calculated only one position. Then there was no need of doing all these things, right? In one step only you will get the position for your Q1, Q, and then the rest will be all same as it is. Is it okay? Now we are moving on to the type 3 question, which is the continuous distribution to find out the median. So we will have the data in the form of continuous distribution. Continuous distribution is where we will have the quotient in terms of frequency table. No, if you remember, the first column will be the class interval and another will be the frequency column. So if we have that kind of quotient, we call it as continuous distribution. So now we are going to learn finding the median for continuous distribution. Is this very clear? And for this, first of all, I have chosen question number 13. Question number 13. First of all, let me just copy the question and then write this in the column form. The first column we will have is the marks column. Marks column. Is this okay? Then we have next one is frequency. Is it okay? Marks and frequency. Then The class intervals are 10 to 25, 25 to 40, 40 to 55, 55 till 70, 70 till 85, and 85 till 100, till 100. So we have this mini class interval. Now the frequency. We are now going to have the frequency. Is this very clear? Okay. The frequency is, first frequency is 6, next frequency is 20, third frequency is 44, then next frequency is 26, next frequency is 3, and the last frequency is 1. Is it okay? The first thing that we have to do is we need to find out the cumulative frequency column. We need to calculate the cumulative frequency. Once again, this is cumulative frequency. So now from the previous question you have already understood how to find out the cumulative frequency. It is the sum of the frequency till the stages. So first of all, the first cumulative frequency will be same as the frequency. Then diagonally you can add 26. Then you can add 70. Right? If I make any calculation mistake, you can please correct me. Right? Then 96. Then 99. And then 100. So this is your cumulative frequency. Now, since we are in the process of calculating the median for continuous distribution, we have to use this formula, right? For calculating the median for the other two type of data, we didn't adopt any formula, we didn't use any formula, but for the continuous distribution, we have to use this formula. Is this very clear? So first of all, I will explain you how to use this formula. Am I very clear? So to know this formula, let us have first of all some few things. Okay. As I told you that the final cumulative frequency that is this, gives you the total number of data, gives you the total number of information. Is it okay? So here this could be odd number or it could be even number. It could be odd number or it could be even number. If this is odd number, then you will get one position. If this is even number, you will get two positions. Am I very clear? So also I would like to tell you, in some book they just calculate one position only, whether it is odd number of data or it is even number of data. Whether it is odd number of data or it is even number of data, they just calculate one formula. But in some book they calculate two formula if there is even number of data. Is this okay? And approach is different. Obviously there will be some differences in the answer, but both the answers are correct. Right? Don't forget that after all this comes under probability. So there is no fixed answer. There could be some differences in the two answers. So here we are going to calculate by using the same concept. Whenever we have seen the even number of data, we have always calculated two portions. So here also we will do the same thing. Is this very clear? So verbally, if I tell you, or anyway, the first position will be P1, that is 100 divided by 2, because it is divisible by 2, so this is 50. 50th position. And the second position will be P2, which will be n over 2 plus 1, where n over 2 already calculated 50, so just write 50 plus 1 is equal to 51, 51st. So now, as I told you that there cannot be two medians, so we have to have only one. So the final position will be calculated from here. So the final position, okay, will be the value of your n over 2. Will be n over 2. Okay, and this we are calculating the average of these two. So 50 plus 51 divided by 2. that is 50.5. Again I am repeating, again I am repeating. Here for this continuous distribution, for finding the median, I have calculated two positions because my final cumulative frequency is even number. And again I am telling you that in some book they calculate only one position in any condition, right? And some book are calculating one position for odd number of data and one or two position for even number of data. Is it okay? So I am assuming I am calculating the position, the value of n over 2 by using the concept that if it is odd number, then we will have only one position, and if this is even number, then there will be two positions. So with this assumption I am calculating it. Is this okay? But if you want, I give you freedom. I give you full freedom. If you want, you can just manage by calculating one position. You don't need to then go for this one. Okay? Even then you will get the full marks. Whether you have odd number of data or you have even number of data, if you just calculate this position also, then it will be correct. So in that case, you can skip this step and then this step. And this P1 will just become the value of your n over 2. P1 will become the value of your n over 2. Hope I am able to make you clear. Okay. Now this is calculated. So now I will start searching now. Now first of all we have to start the work. Only then we will be able to get the value of the other things. In this formula, the most important is first of all to find the value of n over 2, which you have calculated 50.5. Clear? Now other things will be calculated only after finding this position. So after finding this position, what we are going to do? The location of our median we have got is 50.5. 50.5. Now where it is? Is it here? No. Is it here? No. Why? Because up to here we have only first 26 data, whereas the position of our data is 50.5. Therefore, our data is somewhere here. So we got the location. So as soon as you get the location, you just underline, highlight that row. This row will give answer of all your question, will give the value of each and everything. Am I clear? So let us see now how do we get it. So I am going to calculate now the median. Median. MD. Median is equal to L. L is the lower limit of that class interval, which is how much? 40. So this is 40 plus I is the width of the class interval. I is the value of your width of the class interval. That is the difference between the lower limit and the upper limit. And this width is 15. So this is 15. This is 15. Hope I am clear. Now F, frequency. So frequency of that class interval. What is the frequency of that class interval? 44. So that is 44. 44. Am I clear? Now n over 2 you have calculated 50.5. Okay? 50.5. 50.5. Is it okay? And then minus C. Minus C. What is C now? C is the previous cumulative frequency. C means the previous cumulative frequency. The previous cumulative frequency is 26. So 26. This is very important. If you have understood this, then all the problem is over, because whenever you do exam, you will have this formula in your question paper, right? So you don't need to remember this formula, but then you need to know that what are the meaning of each and every part. Clear? So that you can pick up the right values from the given question and you can do the calculation. After this, now the calculation starts. Okay? So 50.5 minus 26. It comes 24.5. This is 40 plus this I will write as it is 15 over 44 and this into 24.5. 24.5. Now the rest calculation. This is 40 plus. First of all, I am going to simplify this part. So 24.5 into 15, right? And then divided by 44. So answer for this part is 8.35. 8.35. And now finally the sum of these two is 48.35. This is your answer. This is your answer. Am I very clear? Now look here. Here what we have done is we have solved the question by finding the two position. Again I am telling you, you can do this calculation also by finding just one position. So if you calculate only one position, then this will be 50. That means the value of your n over 2 will be 50. So the value of n over 2 will be 50, but here in my case, because I have calculated two positions, so I got the value of n over 2 as 50.5, right? So if you do by two different methods, you are getting two different answers because of this small difference. One time you are getting 50 and next time you are getting 50.5. So obviously, if there are two different numbers here, then there will be some difference, some changes here in the final answer. But please remember that both the answers are correct. Am I very clear? Now, before we move on to the next question, I would like to tell you, look at this class interval. Look at this class interval. What is the behavior characteristic of this class interval is the upper limit of this class interval is the same as the lower limit of the next. Upper limit of this class interval is same as the lower limit of this next. Upper limit of this class interval is same as the lower limit of next. So in this question, what do you see is the upper limit of any class interval is the same as the lower limit of the next class interval. Is this okay? Such class intervals are called as exclusive class interval. Such class intervals are called as exclusive class interval. Exclusive class interval. If it is so, if it is like this, then this will be called as exclusive class interval. And please remember, the median can be calculated only for the exclusive class interval. Am I very clear? Why I am telling you this is because there is possibility that you may have this class interval of different type. Means where you may not have these two same. You may not have these two same. So if this upper limit and the next lower limit is not same, then in that case we cannot find out the median. Because such type of class intervals where these two are not same are called as inclusive class interval. Is called as inclusive class interval. So if we have inclusive class interval, we have to change it into exclusive, and only then we can find out the median. So I am going to take one question of that type, inclusive class interval. I will take one question of inclusive class interval and then show you how can we find out the median for the inclusive class interval question. Now we are moving with question number 14. Question number 14. This is an inclusive class interval question, right? First of all, let me just write down the question. Okay. Question number 14. Solution. Class interval, I will write in short. Class interval is 11 to 15, 16 to 20, 21 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40, 41 till 45, right? And last one is 46 till 50, right? Now, first of all, you can see this is the class interval, right? And this class interval is different from the previous class interval. This class interval is different from the previous class interval because in the previous class interval, your upper limit used to be same as the lower limit, right? So that previous question was called as exclusive class interval, whereas in these two they are not same. this is not matching. Therefore, this is called as inclusive class interval. And therefore, whenever you have to calculate the median for this type of class interval, this inclusive class interval has to be converted into exclusive class interval. Is it okay? So, we will first of all change this class interval into exclusive class interval. So, I am going to do the correction. Okay, I am going to modify this class interval, right? And then we are going to make it up to mark for our own use. So we are now going to learn how to change the inclusive class interval into exclusive class interval, right? So we are going to learn that. See how easy it is to change the inclusive class interval into exclusive class interval. The process is find out the difference between the upper limit and the next lower limit. Find out the difference. The difference between these two numbers is how much? 16 minus 15 is 1. That difference has to be then divided by 2. Please listen me because I am not writing that. Okay? This has to be done verbally. 15 subtracted from 16. Difference is 1. That 1 is divided by 2. So you get half. 1 divided by 2 is half. Clear? Now what we can do is we got the quantity half. Now the lower limit will have to be reduced by half and the upper limit has to be increased by half. If you do so, then your inclusive class interval will get converted into exclusive class interval, and this is the process of converting inclusive class interval into exclusive class interval. I repeat, the process of converting inclusive into exclusive class interval. Find the difference of the upper limit and the next lower limit, and that difference is 1. This 1 is divided by 2. Any difference comes will have to be divided by 2, and then you get the quantity to reduce the lower limit and to increase the upper limit. So now I am going to reduce the lower limit. So this becomes 10.5 and this is increased. So it will become 15.5. Right? This will become 15.5. This will become 20.5. Next will become 20.5. It will become 25.5. Then will become 25.5 and will become 30.5. This will become 30.5 and this will become 35.5. This becomes 35.5 and this becomes 40.5. This becomes 40.5 and this becomes 45.5. Last becomes 45.5 and 50.5. So finally, this class interval, which was of no use for us, now finally we have converted this into exclusive class interval. This inclusive class interval is converted into exclusive class interval. Is it alright? Now the rest all the work will be same. Once this inclusive is converted into exclusive, then the remaining all the work will be same. So now the rest I am going to write the frequency. Frequency for this, the frequency is 7. For this it is 10. For this is 13. Then 26. Then 35. Then 22. Next is 11 and last one is 6. Is it okay? So now this is the completion of the question. This is the modification of the question. Now after this, what we did in the previous question, we have calculated the cumulative frequency. So this is 7, 17, 30, 56, 91, this is 3, 9 to 11, 113, this becomes 124 and this becomes 130. Okay. Now in the previous question, if you remember, because here also we are getting the even number of data. The final cumulative frequency is even numbers. That means here also we have even number of data. So in the previous example, we calculated the two position, but for this question I am going to solve it by finding only one position. That will become the value of your n over 2. So n over 2 is equal to 130 divided by 2 is equal to 65. So we got the position for your median. We got the position. Now we are going to find out where is this 65. Is it here? No. Is it here? No. Is it here? No. Is it here? No. Is it here? Yes. Here. We have our data hidden in this lot. So we will just highlight this row. And you know that this row, in this row we don't need this part, right? We will record only from here. Okay? You got this one. Now rest all you can put in the formula. So the median will be MD is equal to lower limit of this first number is 30.5 plus I, the width of this one is 5, and the frequency of that class interval is 35. Now this is 65 and previous calculated frequency is 56. Finished. Now simplify, use the calculator, get the answer. 30.5 plus 5 over 35, and this is 9. Okay. Now rest we are going to find out by using calculator. So 9 5s are 45. 45 divided by 35 is coming 1.28. This is 30.5, and then if I write the answer of this one in up to two places of decimal, it becomes 1.29. 1.29, and this will be finally, this is 9, this is 7, this is 1, and this is 3. So 31.79 is your median. So with this we have done all type of questions for median. Hope the doubts are all clear. Now you need to have a good practice of all these questions, right? So thank you so much for watching the video. Stay safe, stay home, and enjoy learning maths. Thank you so much.